Jay, your team showed late last season that your ability to defend and your goals against, how strong they were. This team knows how to do this. What's the key to getting them to start that way, where they left off?
Well, I think it's talking about that mindset right off the bat. Obviously, we were a little bit of a different look post-trade deadline than we were pre-trade deadline. And the numbers speak for themselves, what our team record was, where we finished in all the defensive metrics. And I think we finished with a 14-0-1 kind of run heading into the playoffs. We do know how to defend, but I think the mindset was ingrained in our team from our opening meeting in training camp, and a good portion of practices through this first week of training camp have been dedicated towards that. And in the end, the coaches are making it important, the players are making it important, and we've seen some positive results here through 3 preseason games.
It's not like you had to give up a bunch of offense to achieve those results either. Do you think the group sort of sensed that you could do both at the same time?
Right. I mean, we want to be a great defending team, but I wouldn't even use the word defending. I'd use checking. I want us to be a great checking team. I think the best place you can check is in the offensive zone. So we spend a lot of time talking about, being good in that area, so you don't have to worry about defending in your own area, in your own zone. We have a lot of things in place in terms of rules and organization back to our own end, so that hopefully we turn pucks over and go the other way. If the other team does give up possession of the puck, we have some things in place to try and break out quickly. And in the end, if we find ourselves in our own zone and D-zone coverage, we want to be comfortable there. We want to feel real good about ourselves. And, as I said, the beginning part of training camp here has been dedicated towards that, and the players have bought in. They're doing a great job. How did he?
How much?
Oh, yeah, I think anytime you put in a 6'4" defenseman that has played the amount of playoff games and had the regular season success that he's had, you put someone like that, of that caliber, into your back end. I think it kind of resets the batting order back there, makes everybody feel comfortable. And, I mean, his play spoke for itself. His effect on Bouchard spoke for itself. And the team record during his time with us speaks for itself.
It's too simple to say that, here's this veteran guy, great all-around defenseman. The players can kind of look at him as the template of how to play, especially the defenseman.
Yes, I think that's too simple to say. I think there was a lot of work put into finding the right person to complement our back end. And he came in, fit us like a glove. That's a credit to the people that identified him, a credit to the people that did the background on him, and in the end, a credit to the player, because he's a heck of a player. And he just seems to really buy into what we're trying to do here, not only on the ice, but off the ice as well.
Maybe you get him back the last couple of games, so you'd like to have it all.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect world, right? But the times we live in are the times we live in. We said that the other day, is you just you make do until he's fully healthy and ready to go. He's making some positive steps in that direction. And we can't wait till he gets back, because he's a heck of a player.
Is he going to get a preseason game here?
Hope so, but it is what it is. We'll see how he's progressing. He's had some good days here. We feel good about where he's at, so he's going in the right direction.
With a guy like Nemo lineup, you know what you're going to get every time he's in the lineup. How much comfort does that give you and the rest of the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, Nemo's not different than some of the other players that have had the experience of working with Mance and myself in Bakersfield. They have some equity because we've seen them in certain types of situations, so we know what we're going to get. I think when Nemo first came up 2 years ago, he had a real good start to his NHL career. Big, long, rangy, good penalty killer, someone who can play physical and brought a physical dimension to his game. I think last year there were times when we saw that, but not all the time. And that was messaged to Marcus in his exit meeting last year, and I think he's come into training camp here, and he is not deferring to anybody. He is not assuming that anything has been set in stone. He's giving his best effort, and I thought he played a good game last night.
So along those lines, sometimes during the regular season, you got to go 8, 9, 10, number 11
Yeah.
on defense. How well was
situated. Yeah, what I like about the blend of people that we have is that they have different ingredients about their skill sets. You look at Nemo; he's a physical 6'6" defenseman that skates well and closes. You look at Gleason; obviously he had a good game last night. Made a lot of really heads-up plays, not only on breakouts but at the offensive blue line. Then you look at Philip Kemp, who displays leadership at the American League level, is willing to do little dirty things that might go unappreciated by outside people, but certainly by his teammates and coaches are very much appreciated. I think all those types of guys, you include Cam Dineen in that mix, a puck mover with 34 NHL games under his belt, that's a positive because depending on what your need might be, you can choose off certain parts of the menu.
Is it possible to score as much but get your goals against down?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is. I think, and I think that's where we're at in the life stage of our team. Now, is it 10 goals difference here or there? Maybe, but I think our team has the horses to score enough goals to win, to be at the top of the table when it comes to goals for in the National Hockey League, while at the same time work towards being in the top 10 defensively as well.
So, Jay, when you were in Detroit, did you see the checking part of it with the Datsuks and Zetterbergs? Is that what you're trying to bring?
Yeah. I mean, Datsuk, Zetterberg. I would go to San Jose. We saw some pretty good two-way hockey players there with Pavelski and Thornton and Marlowe in their primes. I think in the end what we're searching for is a winning recipe, a recipe that sustains us and helps us meet the challenges of an 82-game schedule, but ultimately sets you up or positions you to have success in the spring. We're, as I said, since day one of training camp here, our focus is on making sure we get better every day, taking care of what's immediately in front of us. But if you do that over enough days, over the 82-game schedule, you do position yourself. It doesn't guarantee anything. We're not entitled to anything, but it might give you the best chance.
Can I ask, because we had him up here earlier, Leon Draisaitl, what's the next kind of evolution in his game, do you think? Is there something you'd like to see from him?
Well, I thought Leon played a heck of a game last night. If you looked at the chances created versus the chance his line was on for, it wasn't even close. So I thought he played a great game last night. The evolution, just like with Connor McDavid, I wouldn't want to put a limit on his potential because I think he's the best power forward in today's game. You know, he plays the center position. Normally you think of power forwards as being wingers and being on the wall and that type of stuff, but someone at his size with the abilities that he has is really impressive. I think his 200-foot game he continues to work on. He cares. He's a team player that wants to win, and I think he's poised to have a really good season.
What's the benefit of Kulak and CC together? Obviously LA or Vegas last year at Hague and Whitecloud, they played them 13, 14, 15 minutes. Is that how you
Yeah, I think they're a good pair that you would feel good if they got on the ice against anybody in the National Hockey League. They should be able to hold their own against anybody. Kulak's a great skater. Cease obviously has experience, plays the game hard. If that's your third pairing, you're not trying to shelter them in any way.
Jay, Raphael Lavoie obviously finished the season very strong last year. He comes in, everybody knows his contract situation.
Yep.
He had a solid first game, but there's only limited games. And he talked openly, he knows, I'm not a top 6 player here, I got to start in the bottom. So have you seen him doing what you want from a bottom 6 player?
Well, he's only played in one game. I thought he showed lots of good things in that game. There were some growth areas or growth moments as well. For me, he did what he had to do last year, which was improve and put himself into the conversation. I like hearing you say that because that reflects a certain level of self-awareness on his part in terms of what the position available here is. I would expect to see him in about 4 or 5, maybe 6 exhibition games here. So he's going to get every opportunity. He's had a good camp thus far. He'll be in the lineup tomorrow night. We're going into a tough building. I'm looking forward to seeing how Raphael Lavoie helps our team win a game in Calgary tomorrow night.